Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Let me just message Bonnie. Hey, Leo. I'm just messaging Bonnie. So today I've got a very special guest who was with me throughout the journey morning, who was with me throughout my accreditation, and I had to get her on. She's an amazing person, and let's get this chat started with Bonnie. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been a while, but it's so good to be here with you.
It has. It's been a few months now.
Yes, definitely. So, how has everything been?
I've struggled a little bit to get clients, but I'm sort of happy with the progress after my accreditation, happy with my journey. Just sort of seeing what I can do next.
Well, I love it. I'm so excited to be here and just see you and watch your journey as well because it's so nice. Because obviously, I get to see everyone who does the accreditation. I get to kind of just see that 3 month process, and then it's just so nice to see everyone their journeys after. And look at you, look at what you're doing. It's so great to see that you continued on and you're making it a success.
100%, and I think that's been my main goal, to be consistent with what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So we're part of the coaching masters.
Yes.
How did that come about for you? How did you become a part of the coaching masters?
Yeah, so it's been a really, really great journey for me. So obviously I started with just doing coaching. So basically well, I guess firstly, let's say it all started when I decided to take off traveling. So I decided to go traveling for 2 years. I was like, I'm going to just travel the world. I'm going to figure out what I want to do. And then just basically on that journey, I discovered coaching. Now, health, fitness, wellness, that has always been a huge, huge part of my life. Um, but then I discovered mindset and the importance of mindset in all of that. And that's where then I really started to take off, get involved. And yeah, that's kind of how it all started. So I began well, I did an accredited program and an accredited coaching program. And I was coaching with some clients in Australia, which was really, really nice. Started there. And then I wanted to continue it and grow and be able to travel with coaching as well. So that was a really big thing for me because traveling has always been a huge part of my life. So I was like, I need something that I can take with me, I can use to travel and still be able to obviously live a really nice lifestyle and things like that. So I decided to reach out to Lewis, who is the one of the founders of the Coaching Masters. And this was way before the Coaching Masters had even started. So he had a program called Hunger Start, and that was for
Okay.
people learning how to grow an online business. So I decided to just work one-on-one with him. So he coached me to just basically grow the business, grow it online for 3 months. And then it took off. So yeah, so then I continued with that, just was coaching. And then about a year after that, he reached out to me and invited me to get involved with the coaching masters. So that was really, really incredible. And I've been there for a couple of years now.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
it's been a heck of a journey for you then.
it has been. Yeah, it's been really, really wonderful. And I've just enjoyed every minute of it. The coaching masters is just such a great community. I'm sure you can agree with me here, and just that it's
Yeah.
so supportive. It's honestly just probably the most positive, supporting community I have ever been a part of. So yeah, I'm just so grateful that I get to help everyone else on their journeys to become coaches, to be the people that they want to be, and to live those freedom-based lifestyles as well.
100%, 100%. And I think the great thing about being a coach is there's no one right way of doing it.
Yeah.
So you can have a, a variety of ways of coaching, but it doesn't have to be a certain way to be like, you know what, this is the right way.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing. And like my passion basically is in line with the fact that I just want the world to be full of happy, healthy people. I say this a lot. I feel like it's my tagline. I'm like, if the world is full of happy, healthy people, then there'd be so much less fighting and anger and hurt and everything else that happens in the world. And so I feel like by kind of giving back, by able to help other coaches on their journey, then they can go out and they can help more people. And together it's like this big pay it forward network of people that are all just able to help each other.
Yep, 100%. I think, like you said, our community in Coaching Masters is second to none. It's literally everyone's there for each other, everyone's there trying to help you. Even when I used to post on the Coaching Masters on Facebook, everyone would sort of reply being like, no, you're doing great, don't worry about this. And I think that is such a great community to be in.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm so glad you feel that way. And yeah, hopefully you felt supported along your journey as well, because that is definitely the main goal with it all. But yeah, I love what you're doing since. So it's great to see just how much you've progressed.
Oh, 100%. And I think for me, it's always been about not giving up. I think my mindset's always been never give up, just carry on. Don't worry about what others think, don't worry about what others say. Just carry on and keep pushing because
Yeah.
that is so important. Because the moment you decide to quit, that's when failure sets in.
Yeah, definitely. And tell me a little bit about your journey. Like, what were you able to achieve since the coaching masters?
Um, so last year I decided to become a life coach. And I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a life coach at the minute. And I sort of said to her, "Help me become a life coach, please, because I think that's where my journey is taking me." She was like, "Yeah, go to this program. This is why I got my accreditation." Um, but I wasn't satisfied with their service. It was um, a different accreditation class, but it was all just videos. There was no like live interaction.
Yeah.
And then I was on YouTube quite a lot, and I found Lewis and Liam, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Lewis has got a bit of energy. I like that. Let's see what he can offer me." And it's quite cheap as well at $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Okay, let me see what he can offer me." Um, so December last year, I sort of said, "Okay, let me get my accreditation and see what I can do with this."
Yeah.
Had a meeting with Liam, and I sort of said, "Look, I'm giving myself 12 months to become someone, to leave my job, and to progress in my career because right now I'm not fulfilled. I'm not happy with how things are going." It was like, "Yeah, that's great. We can do it." Um, and from there, I just worked my accreditation. I was on my ultimate launch course as well, but I left halfway. I wasn't satisfied with the course. I didn't think I was ready for it at the time.
Yeah, it can be a big process to start your own business, can't it?
Yeah. Um, so after I did my accreditation, I went back to my friend and I said, Laura, I'm ready for my mentoring. Can I please take you on as my life coach? And from there, it's just been literally a journey. It's been me learning a lot about the process. There's a lot of things that go in the background and I did not know. But yeah, it's a lot of fun and I'm enjoying my journey.
Wow. Wow. And just tell me, like, what kind of things have improved for you since? Like, have you been able to grow your confidence? Have you been able to, like, what has that improved?
Um, so a lot of my content used to be me speaking about my conditions, sort of speaking about what I could offer. Um, but I never really sold it properly. I always just said, this is what you have to do, this is what you can do, and that's it. Now my confidence is at a point where I can market myself a little bit better and say, you know what, I've been through this. This is what I'm selling you. This is why I'm selling it to you. But you know what? You have to invest in yourself. And that's one thing I've always said. You have to invest in yourself first before you can invest in anyone else. And I think that for me, it has been a big change in my life because I can see the investment in myself so I can see it in someone else now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, I would just say, um, build your confidence, speak out, but I would never say invest in yourself because I didn't know what that meant. So investing in yourself, that's been a big, big point for me.
And so, what does that mean to you now? What does investing in yourself mean to you?
So in one of my videos that I did recently, I sort of said investing in yourself doesn't just mean financially. It doesn't just mean by time, but it means everything. It means making sure you step out of your comfort zone, making sure you're consistent, making sure you're being held accountable, and making sure that you want to do it for you. And that is so, so important because the moment you invest in yourself, you'll see a change.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're doing it for someone else, you're not going to see the benefits of it. You're going to see the results that someone else wants to see.
Yeah.
And I
And
think, yeah, and I think that is such a big, big topic that people don't realize where people that want you to succeed, but in their fields, it's not them wanting you to succeed. It's them wanting to control you. Whereas
mhm,
when you want to do what you want to do, that's success already.
yeah. So, how do you feel having learned this and knowing all this now?
I feel a little bit more comfortable trying to sell my programs, my courses, and just reaching out to people now. I'm still feeling a little bit here and there with my content. I'm still feeling a little bit nervous to reach out to significant people, people with a lot of followers, just in case they don't reply. But I'm feeling a lot more comfortable in myself. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with knowing what I can do and saying, you know what, it doesn't matter if I get one client, two clients, 100 clients. I know what I can give them. I know what I can sell them, and I know exactly what I can do to improve their life.
Yeah. And what is that then? So, what can you do to help improve something?
So I've realized that the only things that I can speak about is what I've been through. Um, so things like building up confidence, I've been there, so I can talk about that. Going through something like loving your body, loving who you are, embracing your scars, embracing your stretch marks. Again, I've been through that, so I can offer them my journey and sort of say, this is what I've been through, this is what I did, and it worked for me. Um, but this is the process that I've taken to improve upon myself,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the steps that you can take to improve upon yourself. So, for example, yesterday I did a video on not quitting because I've never known how to quit. And for me, that was a big video because it was a video where I showed a lot of my insecurities, a lot of my weaknesses. But I also said, you know what? I don't know what it is to quit. I've always fought through, I've always continued, and it doesn't matter how many times you have to start again. What matters is that you carry on, you push yourself, no matter how many times you fall, you get back up and you carry on riding the wave. That's what's the most important, and that's what I can offer people.
And how have you been able to learn that though? Because there's so many people out there who struggle with that.
So for me, so I've got a condition and it affects my right side. I suffered with 3 convulsions at the age of 18 months. Left me paralyzed. So I've had to work through my whole life just to get that little bit of strength. Um, and then in 2005, I had an operation on my hip, a hip replacement, and again I had to learn to walk again off in 2013. So for me, it's always been about knowing how much strength I have, but also knowing if I give up now, what would my life be like? And that for me was a big motivator because I recently found out that I should have died at the age of 15.
Wow.
I'm now 29, so that was 14 years ago that I should have left this planet. But I'm still here, I'm still fighting. And for me, it's about just being happy. It's not about how much money I can get, it's not about what I can do. It's just being happy with what I can do and what I can achieve in my time here.
Yeah. And not only fighting, you're thriving. Look at you. Do you know what I mean? You beat the odds. You
Mm-hmm.
building confidence. You're not a quitter. And that's amazing. That's so incredible to see.
100%, and that's what I want to show people. If I can do it, then why can't they? If I'm not coming up with excuses and saying my condition has stopped me, I'm tired, I'm in pain, what gives you the right to say, you know what, I can't do it? And that's one thing that I learned just through my journey. That no matter how tired you are, no matter how much pain you're in, you've got to carry on going. It doesn't matter what's holding you back because that will be fear. That's just fear holding you back. So why don't you just carry on and see how much you can achieve in that time?
Mm-hmm. But how? Like how? Like if someone is to feel stuck or feels like they fall track, like how are they able to then push through?
So for me, because I felt like this for a long time, I felt very stuck and I didn't know what to do in that time. But all it takes is one message. It's just about knowing who to message and knowing that if you don't get a reply, it's not the end of the world. So, for example, when I started my journey a couple of years ago, I was on 200 followers, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I messaged this person who was on 1,800, I think it was. And I said, you know what? I'm going to message out to this person, and worst comes to worst, she doesn't reply. But all it takes is one message because that's what it took for me. And it was like, okay, um, hey, how are you? This is my blog. Can you read it? Just tell me if it's good enough or not. And I didn't expect a reply. I expected nothing from that message. And I got a reply straight away, and she was like, hey, how are you? I'm going to have a read of it. 2 weeks later, she was like, yeah, this is really good. This is amazing. And I think you should carry on writing.
Wow.
Yeah. And from there, I just kept on messaging people and being like, hey, how are you? This is what I want to do. Can we do it together? And all my messages have been really positive. So just interactions, reaching out to people, that really does help. You're not alone in the journey.
Oh, it's huge. Like visibility, putting yourself out there, being brave, doing all those things. That is where the results happen. You have to
Hmm.
be brave. throughout this journey and throughout that process. And the thing is, it's like, what is the worst thing that can happen, right?
Yeah,
If someone says no, is that really the end of the world? No.
not really.
You've got 7 billion other people on this planet that you can reach out to and you can find and you can get in contact with, right?
100%. 100%. And I think that's the beauty of it. Because, again, I was really nervous to message this person, but again, I was like, what's the worst that can happen? She doesn't reply to me. Okay, that's fine. I'll find another way into my career. At the time, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I still do. But this is sort of the journey it's taken me on. But yeah, now I've got followers with 2K, 5K, 10K. And for me, numbers isn't a big thing. I don't care about numbers. I care more about helping others, whether they've got 1 follower, 100 followers, 100 million followers. That's fine. But we all go through the same journey of we're all going to struggle in life at one point. We're all human. And one thing that I said yesterday was no one is above you, but no one is below you. And I think that is so, so important to know.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Just know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so, so powerful because a lot of people think they've got 500 followers or 5,000 followers. They're not going to want to message me. You won't know until you try.
Well, and look at how much you've just been able to grow as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Way more than 200 followers now.
Yeah, almost 2,000. Hopefully reach there soon. But if I don't, I don't. And that's absolutely fine.
Yeah. But how were you even able to just grow that?
Um, so back when the pandemic started, I hired a mentor for 6 months, and she sort of just helped me grow my platform.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of said, "Do this, do that." So my first ever video on Instagram, I was very reluctant to do it. I didn't have the confidence. I had never posted a video of my face before, but she was like, "No, just sit down, tell your story, introduce yourself, and watch how much love you'll get." And again, I was like, I'll do it, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. I feel very reluctant to do it. But because I'm paying you, you know best.
Got that accountability now.
Yeah, I'm paying you. I'll do it because you know best. You've got over 2,000 followers. I'll listen to you. But no, I did the video. I think it was like a 3-minute video of me saying, "If I can do it, you can do it." But no, I got a lot of love from that video. I got over 1,000 views, 100 messages saying you can do this, you're great. And from there, I got really emotional because I was like, okay, this is the first time where I've opened up. This is the first time where I've shown my real side and said, this is my story. And from there, I've just continued to share my story, and here I am today.
But even that, like, that's huge. You started from just being scared to do a video, and now you're doing lives. You've got guests on your lives. It's all seems to be happening for you.
Yeah, yeah. So with the guests and the lives, that actually started last year.
Mhm.
When my granddad got diagnosed with cancer, I sort of said to her, "Look, this is what's going to happen because I almost quit on my whole journey after I found out my granddad had cancer." Um, I sort of said, "Look, my granddad's about to die. What are we going to do? Because I feel like quitting right now. I don't want to continue. I don't want to carry on. I'd rather feel like a failure now and just not carry on." But she was like, "No, no, no, carry on." So I said, "Okay, if I'm carrying on, I'm going to go bigger and better. I'm not doing no more videos. I'm not doing these short videos that mean nothing. I'm going to go bigger and better and get lives because that's an important topic to do with mental health. We can do this."
Yeah. And what does it mean for you to just be able to share your message and share value with the world and with others?
So for me, it's very important because after my granddad died um, in March last year, um, for me, I was at rock bottom. But what I found was, look, I can do this, and a lot of people won't speak about mental health. A lot of people won't speak about taboo topics because they feel like they'll be criticized, they're scared, and they're just topics that no one speaks about. And I grew up hearing a lot of my childhood, men don't cry, so stop crying. So for me at that point, I hadn't cried in about 10, 15 years. And for me to get the guests that I had who are suffering from mental health and sort of saying, look, we're all human. We all suffer. We all have mental mental problems. We all have emotional issues, but we can get through it. We just don't speak about it.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, it was very important to say, you know what, we are men. We do cry. We do feel pain. We do go through things that will make us suffer, but we have to talk about it. We have to open up, and we can't keep feeling insecure. And it goes the same with women. Women feel insecure. I'm sure about their bodies. I'm sure about their health, about how much they're eating, about how much whatever they go through. But they have to speak about it. They have to say, you know what? There comes a point in time where you got to speak about your problems and say, I need help, or just open up to someone that you trust. And I think that's such a powerful message because not a lot of people speak about mental health. They'll go, oh, he's crazy, or oh, send them to a mental hospital, or oh, no, just send them to the doctors, he'll be fine. There's no real chats about men's mental health, women's mental health. It's always going to be, nah, they'll be fine. Nah, just keep it to yourself and just put it away for next time.
Yeah, but I think we're so fortunate that people are starting to speak out about it, don't you? Like, look at you. You are now a campaigner for mental health. You're putting yourself out there. You're being brave. You're doing all of these things now that, like, 15 years ago, you were told you weren't going to live anymore. And now you are out there. You are, like I said, thriving. And it's just so incredible to see you being able to do this, and now you can help others with their journeys as well. And so what do you think is your biggest inspiration with everything?
Um, so for me, I think just seeing what I've done, I think for me, I don't really have an inspiration in such of people or things that have happened, but sort of seeing what I've done. So seeing what I've achieved. So going from being paralyzed to gaining my strength to going back on crutches, to learning to walk again. I think that for me has been my inspiration. Just seeing exactly what I've been through and saying, you know what, looking at my journey, I've been through a lot and I've never given up. Um, I've never quit no matter how much pain I've been. Um, but the most important thing for me has been to acknowledge my journey. To say, you know what, I have been on this journey. It has been painful. I have wanted to quit, but I've carried on. I've I've thrived with it, and look where I am now. It's not a thing where I've been like, okay, I'm gonna quit here and there. I'm gonna stop now because I can't be bothered. I've always carried on, and I've always said no challenge is too big after everything that I've been through. If I've been through what I've been through, I can do anything, and I think that's the biggest inspiration for me.
Yeah. And so what is next then? Like, what are your next steps? You want to be a motivational speaker? Tell me about that.
So I do want to be a motivational speaker. It's always been in my plans. Even after I left uni, I sort of said I want to be a speaker and an advocate and an advocate for people who have a disability and think that they won't get far in life. I think that's really important. Um, but also part of my plans is doing a bit of boxing. Um, yeah, I should be competing hopefully next year. But for me, it's more about not about the other person, but just showing that no matter what's wrong with you, no matter what you're going through, you can achieve whatever you want. And this has been a goal of mine for several years, but I've never had the confidence. I've always been scared because of my condition, but I've always said, you know what, you just got to go for it. So,
And do it anyways, right?
100%, 100%, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, you can't let it hold you back, because that's the thing. If this is your life, you don't want to look back and wake up on your deathbed and, look and go, oh, wow, I wish I could have done all of these things. I wish I could have been a motivational speaker. I wish I could have done boxing. I
Hmm.
want to look back and go, wow, what an incredible life I have lived. Look at all the things I have done.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think after I found out that I should have died at 15, that sort of became my life. Because before that, I was just living my life as a normal kid, just thinking tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Whereas after I found out that I should have died, I was like, I've got a new appreciation for life. I've I've got to do what makes me happy, and even if it doesn't at the time, it's gonna make me happier further in my life because I know I can do it. I know what I can achieve, and at least I know if that comes up again, then I can say, you know what, I've done that. I can do it again. It's not so scary as it may seem.
And I really just think this is incredible. And I really just don't like, can't even comprehend like what it would be like to be told that you're going to die. And then like, how did you overcome that mindset?
So I was told that I should have died when I was 18, so I didn't actually know I was gonna die at
Mm,
the age of 15, but my parents knew. And people always ask me, "Do you not feel angry at them for not telling you that you were gonna die at 15?" And I said, "No. You know what? It's a difficult conversation anyway, and I was a happy child. So do I feel annoyed and disappointed we didn't have the chat? No, not at all. Um, so when I went to the doctors, I think it was either 16 or 18, the doctor goes to me, yeah, you were meant to die at 15. I was like, oh, I've cheated death. I've I've run away from death. And for me at the time, I took it as a joke because I didn't know what that meant.
mm.
But now looking back and sort of seeing my reaction then, it was a bit childish because a lot of people unfortunately don't. However, um, after that, I sort of had a long think about what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, and I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I went to uni, boosted up my confidence, did what I had to do. I wrote a book in 2016 just to sort of explore my options, and yeah, it in 2016 to 2020. I sort of gave up on everything. Didn't know what I wanted to do. And then from there, I sort of just said, you know what, this is my time. COVID's hit. I'm working from home. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can achieve. Let me reach out to people and see how they can help me. And it's all led me to this point. It's just sort of been like a, a don't give up attitude that sort of helped me to get here.
Okay. And so what do you think made that shift though? Like how do you go from being maybe at one of your lowest points, giving up to then going, actually, this is not how I want to live my life. I want to be better than this. So what made you push through?
So 2016, I was working with a motivational speaker at my university in my final year, and I sort of said to him, what do I need to do to be a motivational speaker? What can I do?" And he said, "Write a book." Now, at that point, I had written my book already, and I was lazy at that point because he said, "Write a book," and I was like, "I'm not writing a book again. This is too much. It's far too much. I can't do this again." Um, but then, well, come around the COVID time, I was at my cousin's house and I sort of said, "I want to become someone. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to become someone." So I had all these ideas of like, I said maybe hairdressing, maybe makeup, maybe what else was the other thing? Mechanic. And I went to get my qualifications online. Um, so I actually did the courses. I was happy, and then I had my mentor, and I sort of said, "I don't know. I want to do workshops. I want to make people come to my workshops and be like, okay, I can gain different skills from this." But she knew that that wasn't sort of my interest. So we had like a couple of meetings here and there, and I sort of said, "I've always wanted to be a motivational speaker, but also an author." And from there, it's just sort of grew to the point where I became fascinated by the idea of helping people through talking. And that's exactly what it's been like since. Me making videos, me going live. I've just started streaming as well on a different platform, and from there, it's just the idea of helping people for me is it's second to none. It's become a passion, it's become a hobby, it's become a career. And that's where I said to my friend, "You know what? I need to become a life coach because with a life coach, yeah, great, it's great money, whatever. I can charge, I can't charge, whatever. I'm not fussed about money. My happiness is seeing others smile and seeing others grow as a person." Um, and for example, I've got a client at the minute who I'm doing for free, um, just to get my experience up a little bit. We have weekly calls, and her struggle was to say no. She was always a people pleaser, and recently I've seen her thrive, and she's come to me and said, "I need to say no a lot more, and I'm gonna start doing that." And for me, I was like, wow, like a few weeks ago, you were saying to me you can't say no, and now you're saying to me that you have to say no because you're becoming too tired. And that for me, that was a big win because it shows just how much determination she has to give herself and her kids that more time with her, but also a little bit more time to rest for her because she's exhausted.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We need to learn to listen to ourselves. We need to learn
Yeah.
to say no. We need to, if we're saying no to one thing, we're just saying yes to something else. So
Mhm.
what we say, what we put out there, like if you are saying no to maybe seeing your friends that night, you're saying yes to giving yourself energy. You're saying yes to spending time with your kids, with your family, whatever it is. So no is actually just a yes for something else.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and she has come far in the last 3 weeks. So I am really proud of her, but there's still work to be done, and I'm happy to guide her through that journey.
Wow. Well, I just love everything that you've just been able to accomplish. I love learning about your journey and just seeing you thrive as well. Like you've faced death, you've done all these things, you've dealt with this disability, and yet look at you. You're shining, you're smiling, you're ready to go out there and make the world a better place, which is just incredible to see. And I think it's just so inspirational to just hear your journey and watch what's next for you, because I see it. You're going to be on those stages.
Hopefully, I think my goal is just right now. It's just to make others happy and sort of just share my story. It's literally just help others share my story, and that's all I can do. Doesn't matter if it's a big platform or a small platform. As long as I'm helping someone, I'm happy.
Yeah. And what does it mean for you then to just be able to like put a smile on one person's face?
So I've been told a lot of my comments that I'm helping someone, that at least one person is being helped. And for me, every time I see that, it's like, if I can help one more person, then I'm happy. I think it's greedy to think that way, but for me, it's my purpose, it's my passion. So for me to say I've helped one more person that I can help, one more person that I can see smile, one more person that I can see thrive and accomplish something that they want to. That's a big thing for me. That's something that I want to show the world and make them see that with a little bit of effort, a little bit of mindset, a little bit of consistency and accountability, they can do anything they put their mind to. It doesn't matter financial issues. There's no point in saying I've got no time. There's no point in saying my kids, because everyone's got time to work on themselves. And I've said that on all my videos.
Yeah. Well, and I think
Time,
the most important thing that people should be working on, like people should be working on their mindset every single day. Because your
yeah.
mind is going to determine whether or not you live a happy life, a sad life, a fulfilling life, a life that you're not enjoying, right? Their mindset is that shift that literally makes everything else fall in alignment and fall into place.
Oh, 100%. And one thing that I used to suffer with was a fixed mindset. And I've said this so many times where I've said, uh, no, I can't today, or no, I don't feel like I'm good enough, or no, I don't think I'll achieve anything. I've gone from going from all of that to going, you know what, I can do that. I've gone from saying, um, boxing, for example. I went from saying I can't do boxing because I might get injured. I might get knocked down, I might get hurt. To saying, you know what, despite me getting injured, despite me getting knocked down, despite me being maybe one of the worst boxers, I'm gonna try and become my best. It's not about pleasing anyone else, it's about pleasing yourself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
100%, I think you've got to work on the mindset 100%, and it's so amazing what you can do when you say, you know what, I can do it. I can achieve, and you know what, I'm gonna achieve. It doesn't matter what happens, but I'm gonna achieve it.
And so, if you could share like one message with the world, what would it be?
So one message with the world. It was a message that was actually said to me in 2016, and it was, um, why are you crying over the things you don't have when you should be celebrating the things that you do have? So that was said to me by a guy in a wheelchair who had lost his limbs. Um, and he sort of stopped me one day on the road and sort of said, you know how lucky you are. I wish I could complain about being on crutches. I wish I could complain about having pains in my legs because I don't have that. At least you've got legs. At least you can walk. At least you've got your limbs and you can do a lot of things that I can't. So why are you complaining about the things that you can't do, and why are you not celebrating the things that you can? And that for me has always stuck. It's always been about, okay, I'm not going to complain anymore about the things that I don't have, because a lot of people have far lot less than what I do, and they're happy. So what gives me the right to complain?
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, honestly, Juan, I just think you're just such an inspiration. And thank you so much for inviting me to come and chat with you today. It's just been such a pleasure. And yeah, I just know you're going to help so, so many people.
Thank you, Bonnie, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm glad that you found the coaching masters and everything else along that journey. But I will wish you all the best for the rest of your day. And yes, look forward to chatting to you soon. Okay.
100%. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Have a great day. And that was Bonnie, ladies and gentlemen. Bonnie has been a great inspiration to me. She's been a mentor. She's been someone that helped me through my accreditation. And honestly, I couldn't be more thankful for her. So I had to get her on as my first guest. There will be more lives coming up soon. I've got amazing coaches, amazing guests, and honestly, I want to thank you all for coming. I know it was an early broadcast and early live, but honestly, guys, I do appreciate it. I have a lot of love for you, and thank you so, so much for making all of this happen. And I will see you maybe next week, or maybe tomorrow with another video. Until then, have a great day.